Good morning, Tehmina Khan is here in TK Maths is Fun. In today's video, we will solve a question on integration by substitution, which is a part of the syllabus of A Level Mathematics P3. Code is 9709. You can see here 3 QR codes of my videos on P3, S2 and M1. So you can scan it to watch more videos. So let's go to the question. The diagram shows the curve y is equals to 5 sine square x cos cube x for 0 to pi by 2. And there is a maximum point M. The shaded region is R. The shaded region is bounded by the curve and by the x-axis. That is very obvious from here. We have to find the x-coordinate of M and give you answer in 3 significant figures. So we have to find out basically this value of x here. So number one thing which comes in our mind immediately is when we are talking about the maximum point, it means the stationary point here, the rate of change is 0, which means dy over dx is 0 here, because at maximum and minimum points the rate of change is 0, which means dy over dx is 0. So let's differentiate this equation first of all. Sine square x cos cube x. Now this is a case of product rule, because sine square x and cos cube x are two different functions here. So let's take u is equals to, and you know the product rule is what? Let me help you. Though it is written in MF19, if it is uv, it is uv prime plus v u prime. It means u times derivative of v plus v times derivative of u. So let's take u is equals to, let me change the color, u is equals to sine square x, then u prime will be equals to 2 sine x cos x. Now v is equals to cos cube x. So differentiation of v will be 3 cos square x times sine x, and sine x will be negative because differentiation of cos x is negative. So I am putting minus sign here, right? So now let's substitute it here. Dy over dx is equals to, I'm basically substituting it in this formula now. U v, differentiation of v, plus v times differentiation of u. Right. Now after this I will expand the bracket. Okay, by the way, there is 5 outside which I will write here, and that 5 will multiply by everything. So let me just make little adjustment here so that it looks okay. So this whole thing will multiply by 5, you know, because I'm taking this as u and taking this as v. So 5 will remain here. So my derivative of y will be this. You can write y and dash on it, or dy over dx. So now I'm expanding the bracket. So 5 will multiply by this term and 5 will multiply by this term. So in this case 5 3s are 15, and it will be minus 15. So minus 15 sine cube x cos square x, right? And then this 5 will multiply by this 2, so it will be 10. 5 times 2 is 10, and it will be plus cos power 4xy, because this cos is multiplying by this cos, right? Times sin x. Now do you see anything common in this? Yes, it is 5. Suppose I'm taking minus out. Choice is yours. So it is sin x is common and cos square x is common, right? So from here what is left now? 3 and sin square x. And this sign will change into minus now because you have taken minus out. If you don't want to take this minus out, then what will happen? This will remain minus and this will remain plus. Let's keep it this way. so that there is no confusion. So 5 2s are 10. Sin x is already as a common factor gone out. So what is remained here is cos square x. So now because it is at a stationary point, so I can put it equals to 0. It means I can put this equals to 0 and this equals to 0. Whenever the product of two functions is 0, we put one by one, each one of them equals to 0. So it is 5 sin x cos square x equals to 0, which is equals to sin x cos square x equals to 0. Now in this case further, if you see, it is sin x equals to 0 or cos square x equals to 0, which is cos x equals to 0. Now you know immediately that sine is 0 at 0 degree, right? Because we have to keep the values between 0 and pi by 2. So this is out of question because gradient value is somewhere between 0 and pi by 2. And from here we know cos is 0 at x is equals to pi by 2. I hope you can recall the sketch of the cos in your mind quickly. Let me help you here. The cos sketch is like this, right? So cos 0 is at pi by 2, and similarly for sine 0 is here. So this is also out of question. What is the reason? Because it is not at pi by 2, rather it is before that. So these two things are out, so we will not consider this. Okay, so what is left here is this second part, which is minus 3. Let me change the color here. Minus 3 sin square x plus 2 cos square x equals to 0. And now we will try to apply here the identity. And what is that identity? You are right, sin square x divided by cos square x equals to tan square x. So it is equals to 2 upon 3. So tan square x is equals to 2 by 3. Now you have to find the value of x. So what will you do? You will take a square root. So tan x is equals to plus minus root 2 divided by 3. Now if you see in ASTC, because we have to get answer only in this quadrant, so this is tan positive here. So rest of the values we will ignore. So we will simply look at it. What is tan inverse root 2 over 3? So let's pick the calculator. Keep the mode radian, please, don't forget. Let me see. Okay, so x is equals to 0.6847. After that there are all numbers, but question is saying give answer in 3 significant figure, so I have to stop here. So 0.685, do write in the bracket 3 significant figure. So I hope you understood this question. If you will have any query, you can write in the comment box. And by the way, if the differentiation of trigonometry is an issue, then you need to watch my videos on differentiation and trigonometry. And this is the blog where I have put all the videos link in the order, so it is easily accessible. So now let's solve this question. Second part of the question, let me take it up on the screen here. So second part of the question is about substitution. Now your function is, let me write down this function here first of all. Okay, so the function is y is equals to 5 sin square x cos x, and it is said कि use u is equals to sin x. So if we have to find the exact area of region R, it means we have to integrate this function, agreed, which is 5 sin square x cos cube x. Once we integrate it and apply the limit 0 to pi by 2, we will get the area. But we have to use this substitution. So now the substitution we know is u is equals to sin x, which is given to us. We will differentiate it with respect to x. Because now what we have to do, we have to change all the variables present here into u. Absolutely right. So now when I differentiate it, differentiation of sin x is cos x, and using the separating the variable method, it will be cos x times dx. Now what? I don't have cos x here. So what comes in your mind from here, because this is called manipulation of the given equation at times, and which you get mastery by practicing different types of question. 5 is a multiplier, I'm keeping it outside. Okay, so now this sin square x I can replace by u square. Now I have to see what I can replace it by, right? That is fine. But what about cos cube x? So let me split it into cos square x, cos x and dx. Now I see that cos x dx can be replaced by du, because cos x dx is du. But what about this cos square x? How will I replace it by u? Absolutely right. You will use here again an identity. And what is cos square x equals to? 1 minus sin square x. So here I will write 1 minus sin square x. And I will say, do not put half of the thing into u and then keep working and then later put the other half into u. In one go you have to change everything. So now I will replace this by u square, this by 1 minus u square. If somebody is confused, why u square? Because u square is equals to sin square x, right? And cos x dx is replaced by du. But what about the limits? 0 to pi by 2 limits are for x, not for u. So what you can do here, you can change the limits by the substitution you have taken. These are the limits of x, and you have taken u is equals to sin x. So let's see what is sin 0. Sin 0 is 0. And what is sin pi by 2? Sin pi by 2 is 1. Right? You know this, Keshna, like this. So sin pi by 2 is 1. So now these limits will be replaced by 0 and 1. Now here be very careful. What is the corresponding value of 0 you have gotten right at that place only, right? No matter if it is bigger number or smaller number. Similarly, pi by 2, when I substitute it in sin x, I got 1. So I will write 1 here. So now it is u square 1 minus u square du. Now I think it is very easy for everyone to integrate it quickly. So it will become, let's first expand it. So now it is u cube over 3 minus u power 5 over 5, and limits are 0 to 1. So, and you know it is upper limit minus lower limit. That is the prerequisite knowledge, and I'm sure you know about it. If you don't, write it in the comment. I'll explain or give you the link of the video in which it is explained. So now I'm substituting lower limit and I will get 0. So finally you can use the calculator. You will get 2 by 3. So I hope you understood this. Let me just erase this because I'm integrating this function to get the area. So it is not the value of y. This is giving a misunderstanding. So basically when you integrate a function, you get the area under it. So now the value of this area is 2 over 3. So thank you very much for watching the video. Please press like and subscribe button if you have learned something, and do share it with your friends. Take care. Allah Hafiz.